anything else. Here is adult vocabulary usage, and this was done at McDonald's on break in Sydney, Australia. Now those two other lists were done of preschool children, one in Metairie, Louisiana, the other in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this was done in Sydney. Note the F word made it as core vocabulary in Australia. A British professor did this study, and she was vastly amused that her down under colleagues used that word so often. Okay, but here's the Banaji list is all on this list, and then here is the Marvin list, which most of it is on here. I mean, here are 65 to 85-year-old. This is 72% of the total words that I said, and Marvin, and you know, okay. So, folks, I'm just showing you. Now, I would like someone to read this, where these different vocabulary lists were harvested. Would someone be willing to read this? Ma'am, would you?
Complexes, community rooms, stores, malls, hospitals, churches, cars, friends and relatives' homes, senior citizen centres and outdoors.
Okay, and the activities, please. Would you, in the back there, read the activities?
Talking on the telephone, eating, household subjects, shopping, church study, playing games, reviewing hobbies, volunteer work, watching movies, transportation to events, and visitors.
Okay, you see that these are all the different populations that we're talking about, toddlers through elderly people, and they're using the same words in all of these different situations. So this is the language real people really use. And it's not the made-up language we put in AAC devices. This is called core vocabulary, and it's very, very flexible. And I want to show you just how flexible it is with a piece of research being done at this moment at the University of Pittsburgh. This is an actual log file from a Pathfinder user, 2008. Permission is given. I don't know who it was. I got the feeling that it was a woman, but they have a massive amount of this stuff, and it took the researcher about 10 seconds to find one that used only core vocabulary. Can you read? Could someone read this aloud? Sir, could you try reading it aloud up there? Yeah.
There, here, question, because, I doubt it, no, what, to say, well, that is
an interesting question.
Interesting question.
You see? So it's all core, and this goes on. And in fact, it goes on, it went on from when to when? It went on from 1036 to 1102, and 14.5 words per minute was the average communication rate. Now, folks, that is the kind of performance you should expect from a direct selector. And if you're not getting that, I think you have to look at something. And 23 words a minute was the peak communication rate here. And both was the only spelled word. Judy, would you like to make some comments about that?
Yeah, I actually timed, I've forgotten the name, you put me on the spot, Bruce. The lady who was talking, who had MND, who was talking, did you hear her talk? I actually timed her when she was doing questions. I mean, she's not direct selection, she was a switch, I assume she was a switch user, I couldn't see, I was right at the back, yeah. And actually timed her answers, just being interested, and she was actually speaking 8 words a minute.
She was going pretty fast, so...
And that was with spelling and word prediction that she was using.
So folks, here's someone else. 14.5. I don't mean this is a challenging amount of words, but 23 words a minute peak rate. There's a lot of data about this, and I think we don't know what outcomes we should expect. But I think we should often expect outcomes like this. Not all the time, and okay. Now, well, our speech and writing still make sense and express our personalities when the percent of fringe words is lowered substantially from the typical 18 to 20%. Okay, this log file seems to indicate that it would. In the next video, count the number of words Dennis spells.
I loved it. Great. Well, we loved having you.
Can you hear it?
Barry?
It's an old speech
could you
synthesizer.
photograph from the back of Dennis? Because an important part of what we're doing here. Let's watch this
That's
video.
me.
To do that, I'm going to have to disconnect
I was a
Dennis. He's not
child.
going to be able to see himself anymore.
Dennis is 22 years old. He's using a touch typer. I am.
About that.
That.
Nice
Nice
to look
to look at.
So it's about big D-E-L. I am not that nice to look at, so it's not a big deal.
I'm not that nice to look at, so it's not a big deal.
What we're talking about here is your week at Isaac, and you've been talking to a lot of people. And have you any reflections on the whole experience?
Please notice that Dennis has no overlay. I think you call it touch typing or blind typing. There's no overlay.
It was great couple days. I thought it was a great couple days.
I thought it was a great couple
We certainly
days.
enjoyed sharing some of this time with you. And to do this videotape, I interrupted a conversation you were having with Judith, who's a speech-language pathologist from California. So I think I'll just get out of the way, and you can continue your conversation with Judith.
Here I am trying to finally get through the exhibit, and I end up in a strange hotel room.
That we can make story. That we can make a good story.
This is what Dennis said. I loved it. I'm not that nice to look at, so it's not a big DEAL. I thought it was a great couple days. That would have made a good story. 33 words, 32 core words, 1 non-core. Core made 96% versus 6%. Fringe was 3%. Could Dennis have used another word to substitute for deal? Thing.
Thing, nice.
Yeah, you see, that's the way we've got to think. The word thing is more important than the word problem. If the word problem doesn't occur in the top 400 words, because if it doesn't, you won't use it enough to get a real feel. Did you see how he was doing that without looking at anything?